You are watching NetSoft IT Academy. 905-812-2923. info@netsoftacademy.com. www.netsoftacademy.com.
So now let's start with lab number 16. In lab number 16, we'll navigate back to Exchange 01 and we'll be creating room and resource mailboxes or shared mailboxes and resource mailboxes. That's another way of looking at it. Now, what exactly are those? So a resource mailbox is a mailbox that is associated with a resource. So the resource could be something like your, let's say, boardroom or a conference room or a meeting room or projector screen, things like that. And the purpose of this is so that you can manage bookings and make sure that if somebody is in a meeting in there or somebody is using the resource right at that moment, the others cannot try to use it or try to book it at the same time. Now, Microsoft does let us do this very efficiently on the Microsoft 365 Admin Center or through the Microsoft 365 Admin Center on Microsoft 365 portal there. But you can also set those up from your Exchange Admin Center. Remember, all the things that you see on the cloud today are actually things that Microsoft perfected on-prem first and then ported them over what worked to the cloud. Now, this is my Exchange Admin Center here. So once I'm here, I'll click on Resources, click on New, and click on Room Mailbox. As you can see, this is a room mailbox. This is how it would be. So room name, let's say boardroom 1. Now alias would be the same again. So I'm just going to copy this value here and paste it. Okay, done. Now I'm not changing the location to Toronto and I'm not putting in the phone number or anything. I don't have a phone number to give it, but I'm going to give it the capacity. Now if I click on more options, you can see which mailbox database, all of these things that I can do. If I don't select anything, it goes for the default mailbox database. Same goes for the address book policy. There is no policy there right now. Now this one is just my workstation just suspending. So it's, do not worry if you see something on my screen. Unless and until I talk about it, it's not a big deal, basically. And I click on save. And this is where you see your booking delegates as well. Automatically accept or decline booking requests. It's already set up here. Now, in the same tune, we are going to create another room mailbox called AW mailbox or AW room. Room 1. I'm going to use the same idea again here, the same logic. Now, at certain points, you will realize that we can change a few things. So, for example, I can change the organizational unit and I can browse to IBM and put it in IBM. Now, the location can be Harrow. Capacity, you can keep 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 200, 2000, depending on your requirement. All right. Even this one has the same exact thing, booking delegates. Now that we got this, let's work with the delegation settings now. So click on AW Room 1, click on the edit here, and click on booking delegates. Under this, you can select delegates who can accept or decline bookings and you can add them. So click on add, and in this one, I will be adding Clint Eastwood and click on OK and click on save. Now, after this, I go to my Exchange Management Shell. After this, I go to my Exchange Management Shell. So I'll wait for this to connect. So once my Exchange server is connected, as you can see here, I'm going to paste this command. Set calendar processing for identity board 1. The bookend policy would be IBM distribution group. So we created these distribution groups earlier in a few labs where the idea was that we could actually have certain conditions here and they would work. So this one was our IBM distribution group. So the membership and membership approval and everything would be all here. The message approval, delivery management, all of these things were here. So we just use this. So that is one. That is one. Now, the next thing that we are going to create is a shared mailbox. So going back to our Microsoft Exchange Admin Center here. We navigate to shared on this tab here. Click on add, and this is how you create a new shared mailbox. So the display name for this would be IBM org. The alias, I'm going to use the same alias as the name as the alias, because I don't want this to be a problematic thing for me. Oh, excuse me. I didn't copy it properly. Now, one of the things that I do very well is not copy things properly. Then I click on corporate, click on select IBM, make sure that the OU is set to IBM. Now for my users, I'm going to click on add and I'm going to add Clint Eastwood. Okay. Now expand more options here. For the mailbox database, I click on browse and I select the IBM database. Okay. And click on save. And this is how you create a shared mailbox. Now, similarly, we're going to create one for Dell, one for HP as well. And that is how we do this. So again, click on new. So Dell org for this one. Again, the same name will be the alias for me as well. For organizational unit, I'll be selecting Dell again. Okay. Now for the user, under this, I'll be adding Chris Brown. Chris Brown under Dell. Under more options, the mailbox database will be the Dell database that we created earlier, and click on save. Repeating the same process again for HP now. HP org. Organization unit would be HP. Okay, good. Now the user that I'm going to add here would be, let's say for this one, I'm adding Bill Walsh. For this one, I add Bill Walsh. Takes a second to remember which user belongs to which OU sometimes. And it is a pretty common thing, but don't worry. It's a very simple thing to resolve. Browse, HP database, click on OK, and save. And that is how you create shared mailboxes and resource mailboxes. Now, one thing, remember, a shared mailbox is shared between multiple users and you still need to assign people to it. It doesn't just end here. Just creating it does not mean anything. A shared mailbox needs to have members. So for example, this one, if let's say I open the IBM org and I look at the mailbox delegation, you can see that there are options here. Full access, only one person has it, but send as, only one person has it. Now, other than that, you still need to make sure that the users are all doing this. Now, why use a shared mailbox? Resource mailbox is very simple. You use a resource mailbox when you want to make a booking for a resource, just like how you place a reservation or book a reservation at a restaurant. So you make sure that you specify the time, you specify the number of people, you specify what time to what time you want the table for, and then you put in a request to hold the table for a certain period of time. Same idea that you use in a restaurant is also being used in Exchange to reserve a resource like a boardroom or a audio video room or any other room or any other resource that you can think of for you for a specific period of time. That will be held for you for a specific period of time. It is booked for you. And during that time, no one else can actually use it or try to get it from you. That is dedicated time for you. Now, that is the reason why we use resource mailboxes. Shared mailboxes, on the other hand, are a completely independent story. Shared mailboxes are used by organizations when they are dealing with a lot of incoming emails, and one person is not the point of contact. There are multiple people. So, for example, the best idea for this is imagine that you're calling, let's say, a bank support, let's say CIBC support or TD support. Whenever you call them, you never get the same agent. The workload is divided, but everybody knows what the previous conversation was. They can see what exactly had happened earlier. They can pull up all the details. A shared mailbox is also like that. So you send an email to one department or one team that is handling the entire project, and anyone in the team who sees it can actually respond back to the email and let you know how to proceed ahead. Everybody has access to the same information. And that is the real purpose of a shared mailbox. Keep that in mind, and I'll see you in the next lab. Thank you.
Thank you for watching NetSoft IT Academy. 905-812-2923. info@netsoftakademy.com. www.netsoftakademy.com.